Welcome to Talking Crew, an unofficial Motley Crue podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Humphrey, where I talk all things in the world of Motley Crue. This is episode 81 this week, Motley Crue's Millenium Collection album review. But first, this weekend Motley news. A little bit of it this week. Nicky did an Act 6 session on Twitter, or X, I still call it Twitter. He was asked about a Motley Crue photo book. He said that they have actually talked about doing this, which to me would be absolutely fantastic. Somebody asked him about his favorite solo Beatles. He said Wings, which is, again, fantastic. I'm a huge Paul McCartney fan, especially Wings and his solo stuff. He was asked about playing with Brides of Destruction, and he said, one album, loved it. It was a fun side project. In fact, keep that in mind. In a few weeks, I will be talking about that album and that band. John Corabi and the Dead Daisies posted a reminder for their June European tour. You can check out thedeaddaisies.com for those tour dates. Also, the Dead Daisies announced on Thursday that you can go ahead and pre-order the new blues album, Looking for Trouble, at thedeaddaisies.com as well, and it comes out May the 30th. I saw this on two different sources, Eddie Trunk and a fan site, that Motley Crue will not take part of Boardwalk Rock Festival in Maryland in May because of the surgery from Vince that he had. The band itself, Nicky and especially John 5, I kind of hinted around that they're not doing this show. The band hasn't officially announced it yet. I'm guessing in a couple of days, maybe in a couple of weeks, that they'll officially announce it. John 5 said, I talked about this in last week's Motley News, he said rehearsals won't start until August. Nicky's been saying on Twitter that he can't wait for the Vegas shows in September, so I kind of thought that this would not happen, this show in Maryland, and I was right. However, Motley Crue has been replaced by Alice in Chains, which is still a great band. They were my favorite of the Seattle grunge bands that came out. Alice in Chains was my favorite. And that's it in Motley News this week. This is episode 81, Motley Crue's Millenium Collection album review, and give me just 1 second, and there it is. I did have this album, and then I lost it somewhere. I have a feeling my son probably took it. But yeah, on this week's episode, I thought I'd talk about a Motley Crue album that's not even on Motley.com. The band doesn't even mention this album, which is, to me, it's kind of interesting. I have a feeling the reason why they don't promote this or put it on their website is because it's not an official Motley Crue release. In fact, if you go on Wikipedia on the Motley Crue discography, you have to go like way down the list to even find it being mentioned. So I thought it would be kind of fun to talk about this album. So let's go info and facts. The Millenium Collection was a series of albums released by artists, or bands, of their best hits. That key word there, best hits. It started in 1999. It was ran by Universal Records with over 600 titles from all music genres, including a Christmas album. So here's some examples of the bands and artists that they released. ABBA, Boyz II Men, Johnny Cash, Amy Grant, she's the one that had the Christmas album. Kiss, who had 3 different versions, the 70s, 80s, and 90s Kiss. So there was 3 of those. Whitesnake, plus a tons more. Like I said, 600 titles. The Motley Crue album version was released through Hippo Records and Motley Records along with Universal. The album came out on October the 7th, 2003, while the band was on hiatus. How many copies has this thing sold? I came across two different sources on this. I'm going to believe this one for sure. In the United States, it sold 211,000 copies. Now, the other thing that I saw, and this is way high, I think, is that this album sold 40 million copies worldwide. Again, to me, that sounds really high, but who knows? I mean, it could have. I have no idea. So, there are 12 songs on the album, 10 songs with Vince, Tommy, Nicky, and Mick. There's one song of the John Corabi era, one song with the late Randy Castile. So another reason why I kind of really want to talk about this album is because whoever put this together had some weird song selections, because like I said earlier in the info, best hits. So yeah, check this out. So track number 1 is Piece of Your Action. Great song, love that song, but it wasn't a single, it wasn't a hit. Why not Livewire? I mean, the icon song that was released as a single and a music video, but again, interesting. Song number 2 is Shout at the Devil, another interesting track because it wasn't released as a single. Motley Crue didn't make a video until 97, the 97 version of Generation Swine. So yet again, here's another interesting thing. Huge hit with us, the fans, but not really a huge hit. Song number 3 is Too Young to Fall in Love. Now, this is a hit song. Hit music video, hit song, still gets played on radio today here in my hometown. Song number 4 is Home Sweet Home. Humongous hit for the band. Big power ballad. Introduced all the other power ballads. Every band had to have one. Song number 5 is Girls, Girls, Girls. Again, hit song, hit video. Yeah, I can understand it. Song number 6, and here's another interesting one. All in the Name of. Again, I love the song. I absolutely love it. But it wasn't released as a single, and it's not a hit song. Song number 7 is Kickstart My Heart. Humongous song. Hit song. Love it. Song number 8, another interesting choice. Rock and Roll Junkie. It was a song off the Ford Fairlane soundtrack. It wasn't released as a single. Its own Decade of Decadence and Supersonic Demonic Relics. But again, it's not a hit song. Song number 9 is Anarchy in the UK. Again, a big song, great music video for when it was aired on MTV, Headbangers Ball. Love that version, still today. It's on, again, Decade of Decadence, but it really wasn't a single. Song number 10 is Hooligan's Holiday. It's the only song with John Corabi. Again, it was a hit song for when it did get played there for a couple of months, and then it just kind of died out. Song number 11, and here's another one, Generation Swine. I love that song as well. Great song, but Why Not Afraid? That was a hit song and a lead-off single. So, yeah, I don't know. Song number 12 is Hell on High Heels, and this is the last song on the album. Again, it was a hit song for when it did get played. The music video is great. Love it. But, yeah, some interesting choices, whoever put this together. So, being a Motley Crue fanboy that I am, I did break it down for you. So, you got one song off of Too Fast for Love, 2 songs off of Shout at the Devil, 1 song off of Theater of Pain, No Smoking in the Boys' Room. Girls, Girls, Girls has 2 songs, title track and All in the Name of, Why Not Wild Side. Dr. Feelgood, now here's a big surprise, only 1 song off of that album when it had 5 big smash hits. I don't know. Decade of Decadence had 2 songs again, and MC 94 only had 1 song, and New Tattoo only had 1 song as well. Again, interesting track listing. Whoever put this together wanted, I guess, put a lot of the deep cuts on there. But yeah, It's really interesting, or at least to me it is. Homework this week: do you have this album? And homework question number 2: what do you think about this track listing? I started thinking about, would I recommend this album to a new Motley Crue fan? No, I probably wouldn't. I would suggest the Motley Crue Greatest Hits. Now, if I knew a Motley Crue fan that only knew the hits on the radio, yeah, I'd probably suggest this, because there is some deep cuts that you don't find on the Greatest Hits. So yeah, so it's kind of a little bit of a double-edged sword on that. And that's it for this week. Next week is episode 82, the top 5 and bottom 5 Motley Crue songs streamed on Spotify. I find this very interesting, and hopefully you guys will next week. And that's it for this week. If you know anybody that's a Motley Crue fan, likes to talk about Motley Crue, hear about Motley Crue, send them this way. Hit that share button, copy the link, send it to them. Tell them to go on Google, Firefox, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, and type in Talking Crue. All the episodes will pop up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button yourself. Give me a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it, and it helps out the podcast a whole lot. I want to thank all my new subscribers through YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify. Welcome aboard. I want to thank everybody who gives me thumbs ups and does the homework questions. Love that as well. In fact, I'm going to give out a couple of shout outs. Roman Knight, Nick Rich, and Jamie Perkins. Thank you guys for doing homework stuff, and love communication with all the other Motley Crue heads out there. That's absolutely fantastic. And that's it for this week. I will see you guys next Friday, and you just took a ride on the wild side.